Good morning, class. How's your day? Are you ready to learn new learnings in mathematics? Okay. So before we proceed to our discussion, let us have first an activity. So this activity is what we call jumbled letters. So each jumbled letters provided by its meanings and definition for you to be able to know the words. So, these jumbled letters is related to our topic for today's discussion. So, you can use your cell phones or any other gadgets, and you can Skype in the Google to know or to find the answer of these jumbled letters. So, I will give you 3 minutes to answer the jumbled letters. So, okay, you may start. Okay, are you done? Okay, let's check. So for number 1, De Morgan's Law. Number 2, Augustus De Morgan. Number 3, conjunction. And number 4, disjunction. So, who got perfect score? Okay, very good. 3. Okay, very good. 2. Okay, very good. 1. Okay. So for now, let us start our final discussion. But we must first know the objectives of our topics. So, our objectives. First, to define the De Morgan's Law of Logic. Second, to identify De Morgan's Law of Logic. And third, to reconstruct statements using De Morgan's Law of Logic. So, we already know our objectives for this lesson. So, our topic for today is all about De Morgan's Law of Logic. So first, we must first know the history of the De Morgan's Law of Logic. Okay, let us read. So, the laws are named of a British mathematician named Augustus De Morgan on 1806 to 1871. So, who introduced a formal version of the laws to classical propositions. So, a British mathematician named Augustus De Morgan introduced his own law, in which called De Morgan's laws of logic. And then, De Morgan's formulation was influenced by algebraization of logic undertaken by George Boole, which later cemented De Morgan's claim to find. So that is the history of the De Morgan's Law of Logic. So did you understand? Okay, very good. So here is the profile of Augustus De Morgan. So it is Augustus De Morgan. Okay, let's proceed. So in De Morgan's Law of Logic, so we need to follow the symbols. We need to follow the logical operator in order to answer statements which used by the De Morgan's Law of Logic. So here, we need to follow the symbols of the De Morgan's Law of Logic in order to answer, in order to find the statements using the De Morgan's Law of Logic. So first, this V symbol is the disjunction logic operator. Then it denotes statement or. So next, this symbol is the conjunction logic operator, in which it denotes statement and. And lastly, this symbol is the equivalent symbol of a logic. When you say equivalent, it is equal. Okay. Next. So here, formal language. So the rules is written as the negation of P or Q is equal to the negation of P and the negation of Q. And the negation of P and Q is equal to the negation of P or the negation of Q. So where P and Q are prepositions. So when you say preposition, it is an equal ratios. Then the not is the negation logic operator of it. So this symbol is known as the not symbol. So when you means not, it is negative or negated. Next, so the negation of an and statement. So and statement is logically equivalent to the or statement in which each component is negated. So this means that when your teacher asks you to find the negation of the Morgan's law and, so all you need to do is to negate and into or. So follow the formula or follow the procedure of how to negate and to become an or. So here, so the negation of P and Q is equal to the negation of P or the negation of Q. So that is the procedure or the formula in getting the negation of or. So if your teacher asks you to find the or, the negation of or, you need to follow this formula. Next, the negation of an or statement is logically equivalent to the and statement in which each component is negated. So here, the negation of or statement. So if your teacher asks you to find the and statement, so you need to negate the or statement in order to find the and statement. So here is the formula in finding the negation of and. So the negation of P or the negation of Q is equal to the negation of P and Q. So did you understand? Okay, very good. Okay, let's proceed. So the first example, so the Morgan's law. So as you can see here, the and or the conjunction is given. So if the and is given, so we need to find the or. So from and, we need to negate the and into or. So we need to follow the formula. So the formula or the process is the negation of P and Q is equal or logically equivalent to the negation of P or the negation of Q. So we need to follow this formula in order to find the giving statement. So here, statement 1. So Tom is in the football team and the basketball team. So first, we need to find the P and Q in this statement. So P is Tom is in the football team. So P is equal to Tom is in the football team. So we need to follow the formula. So here the P and then the Q. So the Q here is the basketball team. So the Q. And we notice that the logical operator used in this statement is and. So and is a conjunction. So write the symbol of an and logical operator and then write the conjunction. Serve as the denote of the and. Okay, did you understand? Okay, let's proceed. So we have the conjunction earlier. So now we negate the statement into or into disjunction. So we must follow the formula, we must follow the process in negating a statement. So the rule is, so all the positive statement will become negative. So that So the positive statement will become negative. The true statement will become false statement. So the true statement back earlier, so Tom is in the football team. So if we negate the true statement, we must add not. So in order to negate the statement. So if we negate the P, so we add not. So it will become Tom is not in the football team. So that is the negation of P. And then the negation of Q. So earlier, so the Q is in the basketball team. So that is the Q statement. But if we negate that, so the Q statement will become not Q. So the positive statement will become negative statement, or the true statement will become false statement. So it will become not in the basketball team. And then we must change the logical operator, in which earlier the logical operator used is and. So if we proceed to the negation process of the De Morgan's law of logic, so we must change the logical operator and into or. So in order to negate the statement. So the negation statement is Tom is not in the football team, or so or is the disjunction, not in the basketball team. So that is the negation of the first statement. Okay, did you understand, class? Okay, very good. Now let's proceed to the example 2. So another example. So here's statement. So Katie has a cat and Perry has a dog. So it is obvious that it is a true statement and it is not negated. So follow the formula that we apply to the first statement to come up with an answer of negation. So here, so let P is equal to Katie has a cat. So it is a true statement. And let Q, Perry has a dog. So it is also a true statement. And then we must know the operator logic, the logical operator used in a statement. So we notice that the logical operator used in a statement is and. So and denote as conjunction. So this is a true statement. Okay, now we proceed to the negation of the statement. So if we negate the statement into negative, of course we must add the not to negate, to truly negate a statement. Okay, so earlier Katie has a dog, so it is not a negated statement. So if we negate that statement, so it will become Katie have not a dog. And then Perry have not a dog. So it is the negation of P and Q. So if we negate this also, the logical operator will also be changed. So from and, the logical operator will become or it denotes disjunction. So it is very understandable, and it is very easy for you to know the Morgan's law for logic. So all you need to do is to search, notice every sentence in a statement for you to know if it is a disjunction or conjunction, for you to negate each statement. So if it's conjunction, then negate the statement into disjunction. And then if the statement is disjunction, so negate the statement into conjunction. So it is what do you call this? It is the equivalence by 2, the conjunction and the disjunction. Okay, did you understand, class? Okay, very good. Okay, now let's proceed to example number 3. Okay, let us read the statement. Okay, John decides to buy a pair of shoes and a brand new clothes. So it is it is a true statement. And then we notice that it is and. And logical operator use and the and is a conjunction. So we need to follow again the process of statement 1 and statement 2, or example 1 or example 2, by getting the De Morgan's law for logic in this statement. So in negating this, first let us first know the P and Q of the statement. So P is John decides to buy a pair of shoes. So this is the P statement. And Q is a brand new clothes. So that is the Q statement. And of course, the logical operator, and it denotes the conjunction. So we know already the following statement that we should negate it. And then for the negation, of course, the same procedure, the same procedure to be used in this statement. So from true statement, we negate that, it will become false statement. So from true statement, we add not in order to become a negative statement or a false statement, or for it will become a De Morgan's law for logic. And then if we negate this true statement, so John not to decides to buy a pair of shoes. So by using the not, by using the not logical operator. And then the Q statement, not a brand new clothes. So we add not in order to negate this statement. And also the, what do you call this? The symbol of a logical operator, disjunction. So the negated statement is John not decides to buy a pair of shoes or not a brand new clothes. So this is the negated statement of the statement number 3. So did you understand, class? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, example number 4. So statement. Everybody read. So Diana has a pearl necklace and has also a purse made from pearls. So it is really true that this statement is a positive statement because it hasn't been negated. So let us first know the P statement. So the P is Diana has a pearl of necklace. Sorry. And Q, the statement Q is has a purse also made from pearls. And then the logical operator, the symbol of this is equivalent to, or it denotes with the conjunction. So this statement will be negated, then it will become this. So the negation of that statement will be this. So the true statement will become the false statement. So like what I said earlier, the true statement, if we want to negate the statement into negative statement, we must add the not statement in order to negate the true statement. So here Diana do not have a pearl, in which not negated statement, negate logical operator, have a pearl necklace. Then the negated Q do not have a purse made from pearl. And then we negate also the logical operator conjunction into disjunction. So this will be the negation of the true statements. So do you understand, everyone? Okay, thank you, very good. Okay, this will be the last example for the negation of Q into an OR. So example number 5. Jenny know how to play guitar and even piano. So Jenny know how to play guitar and even piano. So first, let us know the statement P and statement Q. So statement P, Jeannie how to play guitar. Q, even piano. And the logic operator symbol, which it denotes the conjunction. So if we negate this statement, it will become Jenny do not know how to play guitar. Then the negation of Q statement, not even piano. And then the logical operator and will become or because it will be negated. So we must follow the formula. So in order to get the true statement or in order to get the true answer of a given statement. Okay. So did you understand, everyone? Okay, very good. So for now, I guess you already know how to negate the and statement into or. So let us proceed to how to negate from or statement to an and statement. Okay. Okay. So the formula is the negation of P or Q is equal to the negation of P and the negation of Q. So the negation of an or statement is logically equivalent to the and statement in which each component is negated. So example. Okay, example number 1. My mother will give me a foods or money. So follow the procedure that we processed earlier. So let us define the P and Q. Let's find the P and Q. So let P is my mother will give me a foods. So this is the P statement. So the Q statement is equivalent to money. And the logical operator used is disjunction. So the symbol denotes disjunction. So by negating this statement, so from disjunction to conjunction. Okay. So the negation of the statement. So if we negate P, so my mother will not. So we add not also to the statement. Will not give me foods. And then the not Q also not money. So from money, we negate the true statement into negative statement. So we add not. So also not money. So from this junction, so we negate this disjunction into conjunction. So the logical operator symbol denotes with conjunction, and conjunction is end statement. So the negation is my mother will not give me foods and also not money. Okay, that is for example number 1. Okay, example number 2, let's proceed. Okay, statement. Maria will go to the mall or she will go to the cinema. Okay, that is the statement. Let us find first the statement P and Q. So here for P, Maria will go to the mall. So that is statement P. And Q, she will go to the cinema. And the logical operator used is the disjunction. Then the disjunction denotes an or statement. So, or. So, in negation of this statement, so it will become Maria, the negation of P, not. Maria will not go to the mall, and the negation of or into an and. So, the conjunction, then conjunction denotes with the and statement. And will, the negation of Q, not go to the cinema. So, the statement of negation, Maria will not go to the mall and will not go to the cinema. Okay, did you understand, everyone? Okay, let's proceed to example number 3. Okay, statement. Kisses will buy a bag or she will buy a lipstick. So first, find the statement P and Q. So here, statement P, it is clearly stated, kisses will buy a bag. So that will be our P statement. And the Q statement will be, she will buy a lipstick. So after we find the P and Q statement, then proceed to find the logical operator used in a true statement. So here, the logical operator used is disjunction. Then disjunction denotes the word or. So if we, and then, so we already find the disjunction. So the negation of this statement will become, so kisses will, the negation of P, which is not, so kisses will not buy a bag, and because the or is negated according to the De Morgan's law for logic. So we must follow the rules of the De Morgan's law for logic. So from our statement, so it will become the end statement, and then she will not, so not by negating the Q. So she will not buy a lipstick. So overall, kisses will not buy a bag and she will not buy a lipstick. Okay, let's proceed to example number 4. So, I will pass the entrance exam or I will go to private school. So, the same process. So, find the P and Q statement. So, the P, I will pass the entrance exam. Then Q statement, I will go to private school. So, and then find the logical operator used in this statement. So the logical operator used in this statement is disjunction. So the disjunction denotes with a word or. So or. Okay. Then we must negate this statement into an or an and. So in order to follow the rules of the De Morgan's law for logic. So in negation for this statement, so I will not, because the negation of P statement. So if we negate the statement, so we must add not. So I will not pass the exam. So I will not pass the exam. And then we negate the disjunction or. Then or denotes disjunction, then it denotes or. Into conjunction, then it denotes and. So it will be we change the or into an and logical operator. And then we negate the Q statement. So the Q statement, the negation of the Q statement is I will not go to private school. So any statement that it will be negated, so we must add not. Okay? Do you understand? Okay, very good. Okay, let's proceed. So example number 5, so this will be the last example for the last De Morgan's law for logic. For the second De Morgan's law for logic, I mean. Okay, statement. So I will find a job or I will become jobless. So we must find the P and Q statement. So the P statement, I will find a job. And then the Q statement, I will become jobless. And then find the logical operator or logical operator disjunction. Then disjunction denotes with a statement or. Okay, by negating the statement, so I will not find a job and I will not become jobless. So that is the negation of the statement before. So, okay, did you understand, class? Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye, everyone.